How you doing, guys? I'm Johnny Jones, and this is Military Transition Tips. And today we're talking about frustration during the transition. We all get frustrated in our daily lives, whether it's the internet won't load fast enough, the car in front of us is driving too slow, or more realistically, we've been told no for the 14th time during our job search. Now, frustrations during the transition is just a part of life, whether it's your plan didn't work out properly or a third variable came in and changed the whole thing. Frustrations are a part of transition. So let's breathe. All right. So now that we understand that frustrations are a part of it, let's learn how to avoid some unnecessary frustrations. So first of all, what you want to do is you don't want to apply for jobs that are too high or way too low for your qualifications. Now, again, I'm not telling you shouldn't try to stretch yourself and challenge yourself by applying for a job that may be a little bit of a stretch for your qualifications, but you meet most of them, but there's some that you don't have. That is ideal. That is kind of where you want to be. You want to be in a place where you can grow. But what I'm talking about is you applying for a job that's significantly out of your range. Let's say you came out as a sergeant in the Marine Corps, and I'm applying for a CVP role at XYZ company. I may not be qualified, but if I keep applying for these roles and I'm not getting any calls back, I'm gonna be frustrated. So instead of that, how about I look for roles that kind of aligns with my skill set, my experiences, maybe a little bit out of it, so it's a challenge and that I can grow into, but something that makes sense for my roles, my skill set. And again, I would like to stop there and say, if you have these skills, but they are not properly defined in your resume, that can also lead to frustration. So ensure your resume is up to date with all your skill sets. It properly explains what it is that you can do, because you might be qualified for a job, but no recruiter's calling you back because it's not spelled out in your resume. So that's a good way to avoid frustrations. Ensure your qualifications meet the roles you're applying for, and make sure your resume, your documentation spells out what you can do and what it is you bring to the table. Those are two ways to avoid undue frustration. But now we're going to get to dealing with frustration when it inevitably comes up. I know you may be upset and you may want to vent out into everybody and just tell the world, why can't I, get a job? Why aren't these people coming back to me? Why are these recruiters leaving me on red? What's going on? And you're just angry and you just want to calm down, right? Just give it a rest for a second, step away, and vent to someone that you trust. So really what I'm telling you is don't vent on social media, especially not LinkedIn, okay? You don't want to vent in a location where you're trying to find work. And these people are going to be looking at your LinkedIn and your activity, and if they see that you're cursing this company, calling out XYZ company, saying that they're not hiring you, and you've been looking for a role and you don't understand these frustrations, yes, at times you may see people do the things and it may work out for them. People, reach in and try to help them out. But most of the time it doesn't really look that good on your page. So instead, vent to someone you trust. That is the best way to deal with initial frustration when it's fresh in your mind. The next thing you can do to deal with frustration is to understand how systems work. Now, there's going to be a lot of complex systems when it comes to hiring that are hidden from the public. Obviously, they have each organization has their own hiring practices and you have their own pipelines. But get a feel for how the system goes. Understand that if it's a large recruiter or a large company they're recruiting for, they may have a lot of people they're dealing with. So you might want to understand that, hey, they won't get back to me within an hour, and sometimes it'll take a day or 2 days for them to get back to me. Understand how that system works. You can even inquire to the other party, hey, when can I expect to hear back from you? Because a lot of frustration comes with no information. If you understand how the system works, you understand that, hey, I'm talking to X company and their hiring process, they say it takes them about 2 months to hire somebody from initial introduction to actual, offer signing. Understand that if they say 2 months, then if it's been a week or 2 weeks, understand that you're still in that pipeline. You just have to wait. Maybe your interview was first and they have to get through 10, 15 more interviews. And so they don't want to get back to you until they've interviewed everybody. Now, there should be a healthy back and forth between you and a recruiter. But again, if they have a lot of people, they may not have the time to reach out to you in the way that you expect. One of the best ways to deal with frustrations during your transition is to get a transition mentor. Whether it's somebody who's a professional mentor or volunteer through an organization or just someone you know who transitioned out, it doesn't matter as long as the mentor is dedicated to helping you out and willing to give you time of the day in order to help you out and allow you to vent to them and to work with you on, whether it be your resume or your LinkedIn or interview practice. But you want to get a mentor that's able to dedicate some sort of time to you to help you out. Those are the type of people you need to help you out, because the reason they can curb those frustrations by just being a resource to help you. A lot of times when you're doing active work to make yourself better or to put yourself out there or to refine some of the documentation you have, that would alleviate your frustration because you're working towards something. And honestly, if I had to say that one of the most important things about dealing with your frustration is not letting frustration control us. Do not let your frustrations control you. Again, kind of like I said a little bit earlier, when you want to vent your frustrations and you're just so angry and you don't understand, and a lot of things I've heard is, these companies aren't veteran friendly. They don't want to hire vets. I thought there'd be all these resources for me to hire vets. There are plenty of resources out there. But the one thing you don't want to do is to strip yourself of some help by posting a profane, very angry post on LinkedIn or Facebook. Now, don't get me wrong, you get a lot of people in the comments that will try to reach out to help you out, but that's because they care and they're out there to help. But that same exact frustrated post that you sent, if you were to put a post that asked for help and explained your situation and calmly said, hey, is there anyone that can help me? This is what I'm going through. This is what I've seen. I'm willing to take any advice or any mentorship someone can give me. I guarantee you that'll get the same exact response as the angry post. Frustrations can make their way into a lot of different places as well. I've seen people, when I was doing interviews for a company that I work for, I would see in veterans' faces or in their answers how frustrated they were. And sometimes being frustrated will turn into a weird form of desperation, and they'll get an offer that's lower than they probably can get, but because they were so frustrated with their transition and their job search, they'll jump on the first offer they have because, hey, I haven't been getting any answers, so I might as well just jump on this one. And I've seen that happen to people. And I mean, it's great, you got to roll, but sometimes, especially if the time permits, be a little patient and work on and work towards getting something that you want that's going to be happy. My next video that I'm going to make is about how to choose between two jobs. And so that is going to be something, frustration is going to play a bit into that video, and I hope you like it. But that's going to be the end of this one. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Sorry I didn't put a video out for about a month, but I was moving over here to Seattle. So I'm no longer in New Hampshire. I'm now in Seattle. So if anybody's out here and want to meet up, I'll definitely meet with you guys. Thank you. But until next time, guys, peace.